So I went to vote the same place where we were volunteering at the Bentley School with the Point neighborhood. I went in the morning and voted without any problem, just was able to go through pretty easily. When I was there in the afternoon volunteering, though, it was a different story for a lot of the people that were voting. I knew from door knocking and from canvassing that a lot of people had been told the wrong dates for voting, so even the people that showed up were kind of ahead of the game. When people showed up to vote, a lot of times we saw people being asked for ID or having to fill out, an affidavit stating that they really were who they said they were, just so that they could get a ballot to be able to vote. It was a time-consuming, not an easy process. I watched somebody who was there helping to translate for people who, couldn't read the English of the ballot, get in trouble with the police at some point, not really for any reason that we could figure out. She'd been helping for a while, and then all of a sudden they were telling her she wasn't allowed in. It seemed like pretty obvious discrimination to me, especially when you saw people, especially people who were white, coming in and they didn't really have any problem going to vote. They were able to get their ballot and vote pretty easily. So I would say what I witnessed during the poll monitoring were two different factors. One was individual bias or discrimination, and then the other was more institutional bias or discrimination. I think we saw some instances of individuals specifically who had some amount of power at the polls not giving other people the same opportunities in a way that was discriminatory, based on whether or not they spoke English or what their perceived race or age was. I think we also saw some discrimination because there weren't good processes set up to deal with the differences that exist in the neighborhood, in the Point neighborhood or in the community. I saw people being asked for a license simply because the poll worker couldn't understand what they were saying or couldn't understand their name. So I think that we saw those different factors interacting, and it created a process that was really, really hard for people who, were Hispanic or older, people who weren't just, white citizens who spoke English.